When you step aboard Symphony of the Seas, the world's largest cruise ship, you expect a dream vacation. The Oasis-class giant is over 1,184 feet long, weighs 228,000 gross tons, and can carry more than 5,500 guests in luxury and style. With its neighborhoods, water slides, open-air Central Park, and world-class entertainment, the ship itself is often called a destination at sea. But for passengers who set sail on September 28, 2025 from Cape Liberty, New Jersey, the carefully planned 7-night voyage turned into something very different, a journey almost to nowhere. The original itinerary was designed to take guests south, away from the chill of autumn in New York, toward the sun-soaked Bahamas, Port Canaveral, Florida Nassau, Bahamas Perfect Day at Coco Cay, Royal Caribbean's private island resort. It sounded like the perfect escape, but as the ship prepared to depart, the Atlantic had other plans. 2 storms, Humberto and Imelda, were strengthening into hurricanes, both threatening the Bahamas and surrounding waters. To keep everyone safe, Royal Caribbean made a bold and unexpected change. Instead of sailing south, the ship would turn north. The new plan was to visit Canada's maritime provinces, offering a cooler but still scenic adventure. The revised itinerary included an overnight stop in Sydney, Nova Scotia, September 30th to October 1st, a visit to Halifax, Nova Scotia, October 3rd. This alternative at least gave passengers something unique. Symphony of the Seas would have been the largest ship ever to dock in Sydney. Many guests were even excited about the surprise change, seeing it as an unexpected chance to explore new ports. But then came more bad news. After coordination with harbor pilots, the Port of Sydney reassigned Symphony to a different pier. For most ships, this wouldn't be a problem, but for a vessel of this size, the world's largest cruise ship, the new pier was simply too risky, especially with high winds and rough seas expected. The result? Sydney was canceled as well. Now the massive ship's only remaining stop would be Halifax, turning a 7-day, 3-port itinerary into a voyage with just one single port of call. Understandably, some passengers were disappointed. After all, many had booked the cruise specifically for Coco Cay or the warm waters of the Bahamas, but the majority recognized the reality. Facing 2 hurricanes, safety must always come first. To ease frustrations, Royal Caribbean quickly announced compensation packages. Onboard credits, $75 per inside cabin, $100 for ocean view or balcony, and $200 for suites, with an additional $25 for each 3rd or 4th guest in a cabin. A future cruise credit equal to 2 days of cruise fare, upgraded from 1 day after the second cancellation, automatic refunds for all canceled shore excursions, returned first as onboard credit, and then refunded to the original form of payment if unused. By the evening of September 30th, the National Hurricane Center, NOAA, had downgraded Humberto from a dangerous Category 4 to a Category 1 hurricane. Still, with winds of 80 miles per hour, it was far from harmless. Meanwhile, Imelda strengthened from a tropical storm into a full Category 1 hurricane, with winds near 135 kilometers per hour. Both storms created hazardous seas and deadly rip currents along the U.S. and Canadian East Coasts. For the ship's 5,518 passengers, the cruise became less about the ports and more about the ship itself. And in truth, Symphony of the Seas is a floating city. With dozens of restaurants, Broadway-style shows, an ice rink, surf simulators, and even an open-air park with real plants, no one could really say there was nothing to do. In the end, the voyage will be remembered not for its destinations, but for its unusual story. A Caribbean cruise that turned into a North Atlantic detour, cut short by the unstoppable power of nature. And perhaps that's the real lesson. No matter how advanced, how luxurious, or how powerful a ship may be, the sea and the storms that form above it always have the final word.